some of the stories, and yeah, it's what we do as far as entertainment means nothing. That's the most important stuff. That's real stuff.
Look like you were chatting with some of them as they came onto the ice.
I'm worried about them because I think they're going to fall and hurt themselves, because some of them I don't think have skated that often.
I think a couple of the guys were, helping one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, but it is. It's great for our players. The coolest thing about sport is when you get an opportunity to do these things, and talk about these things, as we're talking about today. It's a platform to talk about the most important stuff, not entertainment. That's what we are. We're entertainment.
It seems like every time they recognize someone during the game on the jumbotron, you take time to look up and listen to the story. Is that pretty important for you?
Yeah. There are some incredible stories, and there are some incredible stories that we don't even know, that aren't talked about on the scoreboard. And yeah, so it's in today's world. I mean, my gosh, those are real stories, not the stuff you guys write about.
I guess turning to hockey for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Couturier and Sanheim weren't out there.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of ice time, maintenance.
With Sean, he kind of hinted, when before the home opener, when we talked to him, he said that, look, I'm getting older. I'm going to need to probably take some more maintenance days. Is that kind of a plan throughout the year? That not that you guys are going to be treating with kid gloves, but
Mm-hmm.
that just given the surgeries, given the fact that he's an older player, that you're going to maybe give him more maintenance days than other guys.
We're going to give him a say in it. I'm not worried. With Sean, you have to back him off. So I'm not worried about him taking advantage of it. So we need to listen to him. And Sandy's playing a ton of minutes. We got 4 and 6, and I think 6 and 10. So we got to be smart about that. As our November month coming up here, it's a pretty heavy schedule, travel. So yeah, we need to listen to the players, and it's nice for us because we don't have to worry about people that are going to take advantage of that. I think we got really good athletes here.
I think you mentioned yesterday that Tippett needs to be a little more aggressive and forthcoming. Last night it looked like maybe some of that was out there.
Yeah, he played well. That line had some good shifts. As I've always said about Tip, I want to see him become a little bit of power in his game. He showed that he's able to do that last year as he grew. Ben, I think he's played well, but I think been a little bit inconsistent in the power part of it. I don't want him to forget that. I think there's a need for him to be the player that he can be, to also know that bringing pucks to net, finishing some checks along the way has to be part of his game.
Last night's game was the last game of October. I know you generally don't like to break things up into months or anything like that, but are you guys ahead of maybe where you thought you'd be at this stage of the season?
I didn't know where we'd be. I wasn't forecasting anything. I think we put a lot of good minutes into this month. I really do. I struggled with some afternoon games. I think really the only game we struggled was in Ottawa. We just didn't play well. I know we have an ugly I know we have an ugly score in another afternoon game, but I thought we played much better than the Ottawa game. So as far as a coaching staff watching the minutes the team played in October and some of the changes we're making to our style of play, I like where we're at. Very frustrated that we haven't been able to finish some games. I think we left 2 or 3 points out there. But as I said to you last night, I got to be careful and just staying patient and learning from that. Losing sucks. It just, at the end of the night when you lose, it sucks. But I have to be cognizant of where we're going, where we want to get to, and the process we have to go through.
Going back to last night, on Carolina's game-winning goal, Noah's trying to get the puck out of the
Yeah.
zone, and Slavin makes a great play to keep
Yeah.
it in. Is that a play Noah can be better, or is that
Sure.
just a great play by Slavin?
No, it's just so unlike Catesy, and that's why everybody's kind of shocked. And I think Catesy can just skate it out. He doesn't even have to make a pass. But like I talked to Casey this morning, the where he's aggravated is he lost the puck in his feet after the turnover. He still had a chance, and it's like he kind of whiffed with his skate trying to move it to his stick. He said it was just so in tight that he lost it. But we could save the day too, because the play goes through Beezer to Teravainen and he buries the puck. I still think we can stop that play with another defensive play. We didn't. Very similar to Vegas, late in the game, and something we really don't have to do. But it happens, and so all you can do is take these as learning moments and try to get better in situations. And they put a lot of time as the game went on. I thought we took the game over, and they put a lot of time into it, and to come up empty for athletes that have to do the stuff on the ice, it's deflating. So, but they're in good spirits today. This should we got such good people, and doing something like this with our military people, it's so good for them. Good timing for us, quite honestly. Good timing after just to move the blood skate to go out with these guys. So we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
You mentioned after the game, you were asked about Morgan. You said don't really want to evaluate guys right after a game, but now that you've had a chance to look at the tape, what were your thoughts?
Made some plays. I thought struggled early. Turned a couple over, which like I say, which I'm trying to give leeway because I want us to be more offensive. And I thought he ended up making some plays during the game. I thought did some good things holding on to pucks. A very fast game. I thought he handled himself very well there too. So for a guy that hasn't played, much, I'm not sure how many days it's been that he hasn't.
15,
Yeah, I thought he handled himself well.
Going back to Noah for a second, is it easy to forget that he's still a young player? He's
Yeah,
24?
you got to be careful. Yeah, and no one had to say anything to Noah. You saw his reaction after. I felt bad because he thrives in those situations, and but everybody goes through it. Everybody makes mistakes, and he'll be better for it.
Any updates on the two defensemen, Stahl or Bristow?
No updates.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys.